Welcome back guys, today we're diving into the 6th episode of my top 10 setups of the day. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more of these amazing setups. Getting started in 10th place, we've got this phenomenal industrial themed minimalist setup from Rochester Shorty. Front and centre we've got that impressive stacked monitor setup with both monitors up on a Loop Ally dual vertical monitor mount. Below these monitors, you can see a Keychron K1 V4 keyboard, which is sitting on that gorgeous custom wooden desk. I really love how bare and empty this desk is and how minimalist the setup is as a whole, because it really helps you focus on those awesome monitors. In 9th place now, this setup comes to us from user jaicedev, who has made honestly one of my favourite setups that I've ever seen. We've got two Dell S2715H monitors on a Huano dual monitor stand mount, which is attached to an Antensio reversible L-shaped gaming desk. The use of RGB in this setup is fantastic, from the purported strip lights giving off that red glow, and that awesome hustle neon sign in white. The framed comics and longboard really bring that fun nerdiness of this setup together and make it feel a little bit more cozy. The craziest thing about this setup that I've got to mention is that it's actually in a closet. Although honestly, I wouldn't really be able to tell without it being pointed out, because that is a huge closet. In 8th place, we've got this setup that's beginning to look a little bit more like a green room. This setup is from PRAISEninJAH. User PRAISEninJAH says that they use their setup to watch or stream gardening and terrarium videos, whilst they also care for their plants. On the left, we can see a nice double monitor setup, as well as a ring light, which is perfect for a streamer. The use of lighting in this setup is also incredibly smart, because it not only lights up the room and helps with visibility, but it is also used to feed the plants and help them grow. In 7th place, we've got this setup from Xjrsummersx, who is very clearly a big fan of The Legend of Zelda. Their monitor setup is a very unique one that we don't see too often as well. They've got an Alienware 3418HW monitor in the middle, and then they've got two vertical monitors off to the side. That is the LG 27GL850-B monitor. Above that center monitor, you can also see the blue compass boom arm holding an AT2035 microphone. Obviously, one of the most eye-catching things in this image is that awesome Yamaha Mox F8 piano. And then for speakers, they've got a Klipsch RP600M speaker in walnut. The PC in the corner is a Lian Li 011 dynamic case that houses a Ryzen 3700X CPU, 32GB of Corsair Vengeance RAM, and a Gigabyte 27 Super GPU. All of this tech is sitting on a very common sight in these lists, which is an IKEA Calbic countertop on some Alex drawers. At our number 6 spot today, we've got clearly another big fan of music in the form of FatherErickson with this very awesome setup. Again, a very common sight on this channel, you can see the popular combination of an IKEA countertop on some Alex drawers for a desk. On top of this, we can see that it's got two Asus monitors. On top of the desk, we can see that they've got two Asus monitors with one turned vertically. Flanking the monitors, you can also see a set of premium Klipsch R-15M speakers. I really love the album art that they've got on the wall behind the setup, as it adds a really nice bit of symmetry to the room as well. Up next on our list in 5th place, we've got this very impressive university setup from Blue Crystals. This person's university setup looks a lot different to mine, I think that's all I'm going to say about it. The hardware for this PC includes a Ryzen 5 3600, a Gigabyte RTX 2070, an MSI B450 Tomahawk Max, and a 500GB Samsung 860 EVO SSD, all held inside an NZXT H510 case. For peripherals, you can see that I've got an RK61 60% keyboard, a Logitech G502 mouse, a HP 25X 1080p 144Hz monitor, and a Sennheiser GSX 300 game DAC. On the pegboard in the background, you can also spot a Fnatic React headset, and I think the most important part of this setup is that adorable hedgehog plushie that they've got in the background there, and a nice cup of coffee. All of this gear is on a desk that we don't actually see too often, which is a 120cm IKEA Skartster. I really like the greenery of that monitor and how it contrasts with the rest of the white setup. In 4th place now, we've got a setup that is literally going to be any hobby painter's dream setup. On the right, we've got a curved 28-inch 1440p 144Hz Samsung monitor with a G603 mouse. These are sitting on an IKEA countertop desk on Alex drawers, which is surprisingly large enough to hold both a painting and gaming setup without feeling too cluttered. I'm also a huge fan of that desk pad, as we don't normally see desk pads that have art or designs on them, especially one as intricate as this one. In third place, we've got this super nice and chill setup from Crimson Slayer. It's really calming and cozy. I really do enjoy it. We've got a double monitor setup with an Asus VA24EHE 24-inch monitor, with one of them turned vertically, with both of them mounted on an Envision monitor arm. You can also see a Sharkoon SGK3 keyboard with HyperX keycaps and some matching RGB lights. Around the back of the desk and monitors, we've got a very popular Goode RGB strip that really helps sell the aesthetic of this setup. The matching PC is also encased in the LANcool 2 mesh case, which perfectly fits the rest of the setup very nicely. I also have to give credit where credit is due. There isn't a single wire in sight in this setup. In second place now, we've got a very nice and warm blue and orange setup that gives out very cozy vibes, and this one's coming from Jaradmarantan. Anyone familiar with chairs will instantly recognise that as the Secret Lab Titan chair, which is one of the most popular, ergonomic and comfortable chairs that you can get. Up on that accent wall, we've got a very cute IKEA Xjrsummersx pegboard with that awesome lightning bolt neon sign. The different coloured desk lamps really help light the room up without being too harsh on the eyes, like RGB can sometimes be. I also really like the desk. Unfortunately, it is custom made, which means the rest of us can't actually get it, but it does look really good. At our number one spot today, we've got this absolutely huge setup from Motorrider 0727. Starting off, we've got the huge 8-foot desk made out of the classic IKEA countertop on some risers and Alex drawers. Spanning across this 8-foot desk, we've got a triple monitor setup, which is one we don't see as often, especially with all three monitors being horizontal. On the back wall, we've got some very cool 3D wallpaper design that not only adds variety to the white walls, but it also really helps highlight that awesome RGB strip on the back of the center monitor. One thing that I would like to personally add to this setup would be a wallpaper that spans across all three monitors instead of having the same image across each one individually. And that's the end of today's list. Check out the description for a list of a lot of the gear that I've mentioned in the video. If you want to see more of these incredible setups, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on so that you don't miss the next video. Leave a comment down below on which setup you think should have been number one, and I'll see you all later.